Hello and welcome to the Car Care Nut channel. In today's video, we're going to be continuing on our series on how hybrid Toyotas work. Today, it's going to be a short video. We're going to be talking about the brakes. And I will tell you one thing. At the end of this video, some hybrid owners will be a little bit worried about their brakes, but I don't want you to. And I guess I will not elaborate too much. Let's just get right into it and you'll know why. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out the other parts of this series. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in for another part of this series. And without further ado, let's dig right into it. So, brakes. There are basically two braking systems on hybrids. There is the conventional, the true and trusted hydraulic brakes. You press the pedal, your pads go on, car stops, you let go, they pull back, life's good. But then there is the regenerative braking. We've touched briefly on this when we talked about the transmission, so I'm going to briefly talk about regenerative braking. It basically uses one of the electric motors inside the transmission, which is connected to the wheel, MG2. When you push the brake pedal, it's going to use that motor as a generator to generate power, charge your battery, and because it's using that, because there's that force of the motor turning, it's going to actually slow down the car. Beautiful thing. But most people think, wait a minute, when I press my brake pedal, how is it doing regenerative braking and not using the actual brakes? Well, here's how. Your brake pedal is connected to a little cylinder, yay big. It's called the stroke simulator. And in some cases, it's called the master cylinder. Stroke simulator seems to be the most common term for it. But we're not about terms, we're about how the thing works. When you press the brake pedal, all that little stroke simulator does is gives the computer a signal how strong are you pushing the pedal or how fast. Let's say you're pushing the brake pedal gradually to slow down slowly, or you just slammed on the brake pedal because we got to stop very quick. So, based on the signal from this little guy, another fancy computer, they're going to have a little gathering, all the million computers in this thing. They're going to have a little gathering and they're going to have a talk. In this talk, they're going to decide, are we going to regenerative braking or are we going to just use hydraulic brakes? And the main computer that controls these things, commonly known as the ABS computer, or in Toyota's world, it's called the skid control ECU, and I guarantee you that's a translation from Japanese because it absolutely makes no sense. Anyways, when you apply the brakes, technically, your pedal is not connected to the actual brakes. There is a way where it could be, but normally it's not. When things are working right, it is not. It's going to decide when you push that brake pedal. If we need regenerative braking, it's not going to use the hydraulic brakes at all. They'll just sit there idling, waiting for input to activate it. Now, the way it's going to activate those hydraulic brakes, because you don't have your foot pressure pushing a master cylinder when pushing fluid, hydraulic fluid to apply these brakes, it's going to have a pump. It's going to pressurize a little tank, if you would, and that high pressure is ready to go. When the computer decides, you know what, let's use some hydraulic brakes. Let's say you're coming to almost to a complete stop, or you have an emergency brake. That pressurized fluid is going to get dispersed to the wheels and it's going to slow down based on how much the computer decides it needs. If it needs too much, it's going to slam it with pressure. If it needs a little bit, it's going to put a little bit of pressure. That's why hybrids, if you activate the brake so much, you're going to hear a buzzing sound. That buzzing sound is actually the brake actuator or the motor charging the accumulator. It's recharging that reservoir that has the pressure so it's ready to use when it needs it. You know what? Let me try to go in this car and I'll show you how that motor buzzes. You guys hear that? That was the pump. And the cool thing about it is, when does the computer pressurize that pump? It doesn't do it all the time. When you're driving normally and you slam on the brakes or whatever normal operation, it's gonna pressurize that accumulator as needed. Most modern hybrids, you leave the car overnight, some of that pressure might bleed down, that's normal, or it hasn't charged it up completely. But every time you open the driver's door, after the car has been sitting, it's gonna actually turn it on and charge it. Basically, we're readying things for driving. So that first brake application, it doesn't come on and no, it's already fully charged, ready to go. Now, these systems, typically they're pretty reliable. However, some of the older ones, notably some of the second and third generation Prius had issues. Some of the first generation Highlander hybrid had issues with them. Again, on the newer stuff, Camrys, newer Highlanders, they really don't have many issues. The brake fluid, it would be nice if you replace it regularly. It is not a recommended maintenance item by the book, but the problem with brake fluid is it gets moisture. You have so much in this complicated braking system. Might be a good idea to replace it to prevent any rusting internally. That's just up to you, but that's just what I would do in my hybrid car. Let's talk about another thing. What happens, most people ask, wait a minute, what happens when things go south? Let's say there's a malfunction, there's a problem, something is wrong. What happens to your brakes if they're not connected directly? Well, there is a fail-safe. Let's say the hybrid system shuts off. You're driving and it shuts off. It actually has the ability to switch. It immediately connects directly, and now you have front brakes. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but we're not going to complicate things. We're going to get to the end of this conversation. If your hybrid system fails or there's complete system failure, the brakes will turn into manual brakes for the front wheels. That's just the way how hybrids work, and if you ever see yourself in that situation, you will not forget it, because the brakes are very hard to press and they barely work. Some people will say that's a safety concern. Unfortunately, that is the limitations of this system, and I think the engineers did a brilliant job in getting everything working and working so good that everything is going to have limitations. There are some brakes when things go south, but again, things go south. Just like a gasoline car, if your engine shuts off, you lose power assist. It's going to be basically the same thing. Very hard pedal to press and car hardly stops. So eventually it's the same thing. I hope this video was helpful and informative. I hope this gives you an idea why hybrid brakes last as much as they do, because they're not working hard. They're barely working, actually. Most of the time we replace brakes on hybrids because they're rusty. Car has 150,000 miles on their original brakes and it's 10 years old. They rust because they're not used, and we usually replace them, they're fine, but they're just rusty. So I hope this gives you an idea of how things work with the hybrid brakes. Stay tuned for future episodes of this series. I hope you learned something new in this one. Subscribe, like this video, follow the channel on Instagram and Facebook for sneak peeks. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have a wonderful day.